I would say my spice tolerance is bad for an Asian, but overall, okay.
I'm like about the widest guy in the LCS, so, and my country doesn't eat spicy food, so I just hope Blaber carries this one. Which one of your teammates would you most like to fight?
Okay, I'll go first.
In real life?
I would most like to fight Berserker.
Why?
Not because he's the smallest.
Is it personal?
Yes, because he pisses me off the most.
The thing is, like, let's say I hate Fudge, right?
Yeah.
But I can't beat Fudge one in a fist fight. Even if I hate Fudge, I have to choose someone else.
But Berserker's like 20 pounds more than me. But there's no one smaller than me, so I have no one to choose. Yeah.
Life is hard. Jungle's weak. I think I choose Berserker too.
Yeah.
Every time I roam, he dies. This is why. Yeah. Which one of your teammates smells the worst? Blaber.
What? Hey, not true. It's because I don't like showering after the workout. Because, okay, listen to me. I like to shower at night, but the workout's in the morning. I don't want to shower twice. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say
Who smells the worst?
I'm gonna say myself too.
He missed the feed. Who on your team has the most annoying habit and what is it? Emenes chews so loudly
Oh my
I can't.
God, yes. Emenes chews with his mouth open like.
After our last game of scrims, every day our food arrives at the same time, and Emenes like. And I told him, yo, Emenes, can you maybe chew your mouth closed? He's like, no. In Korea, chewing with your mouth open loudly means the food is good. So I'm like, okay. What is the most egregious lie you've told to cancel plans? Oh, I'm sick, bro.
Well, I don't actually need to tell egregious lies because usually.
Are you just that based?
Usually I don't make plans because I don't like going out. And
that's smart.
If I do make a plan, I usually follow through. But if I don't want to go, I'll just be like, I don't want to go.
You lie to cancel your plans?
Yes.
Blaber doesn't make plans.
I don't make plans to cancel them.
We're not the same. Who in the LCS have you pretended to like but actually couldn't stand?
I like everyone.
Cap.
But I will take a chip. Because I do like everyone.
Take one for the team.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, I remember when I went to Korea, I asked the Koreans like, is this spicy? And they're like, no bro, it's really nice.
It might be too spicy for you.
I take one little like piece of meat and I'm crying in the club.
Okay, it might be too spicy for you, but just try it. It's not that bad.
I'll try next question.
You didn't answer the question.
Like, did everyone pretend to like someone they don't like?
So who?
For content.
It's gonna be too spicy for you, I'm already telling you.
Really?
Yeah. Just try it.
Oh, this is messed up.
If you can, don't chew it, but I don't think you can do that. Because then you won't taste as bad.
Oh god. Oh, it hurts.
The milk!
It's supposed to hurt, like physically hurt. Ah!
Get the milk, man!
They were like, yeah, it's not hot, bro. It's like, it's just hot sauce. Yeah.
It's not that bad. Okay, next question. Last one. We are not taking another chip no matter what. We're answering this one.
Oh my god.
If you could only save one person on your team from a burning building, who would it be and why? Jesus Christ, can I sound
Bro, I'm here. I'm right here.
Okay, I'll save Zven because he's right here. But if I could, I'd say Mithy because I CBA doing drafts.
Yeah, I agree. That was actually hurt.
You good, bro?
No.
We need more water. We need water.
So what did we learn? We learned Blaber doesn't want to do drafts, and he smells, apparently.
We're learning a lot about Blaber.
Yeah.
Zven is, as he claims, the whitest person in the LCS
Yes.
and struggled with the chip. Blaber seemed okay with it, so like, I'm wondering where it would be for most people. Like, is Blaber, because Blaber said he didn't eat like a ton of spice, but he's okay with it.
I have a pretty high
I want to know how
spice
spicy the
tolerance.
chip was, but more importantly, I'd say Blaber, he's showing his efficiency in and out of game. Right?
Showering is a waste of time. Big agree.
Yeah, he
Making your bed.
efficiencies his shower. I think it's more efficient to do it after the workout, but he has stuff to do.
Yeah, he doesn't want to shower
those
twice.
endorphins right after the workout. And then also the not making plans and the pure honesty. All those things are very valuable in League of Legends.
It makes me wonder what else he does for efficiency, because there's some other life optimizations, and there's like a curve between like how gross it is and how much it optimizes your life, you know?
Life hacks with Blaber.
Yeah.
All right, turning our attention to their opponents. APA, 11-0-14 in his first 2 games. And we covered this at the top of the day, but someone tweeted at you, Jat, actually. I'm curious on some stats. Are always plan ahead's first 2 game stats of 11-0-14, the best of any NA player in their first 2 games in LCS history from JStim17. And you had Liam look it up.
Yeah, actually, Hawkeye Liam saw this tweet and looked it up before
I was gonna ask, Jack, be honest, are these your stats? Just because you got tagged here, you didn't do any of the work.
Nope. Liam did the work.
It's all Liam.
And check this out. I'm going to talk about it now. It is pretty good. So it's tied for the highest KDA. It's the third most kills. But overall, this is all-time first 2-game debuts, so he's right up there in the conversation. I think it's actually interesting there was this many deathless debuts in LCS history, but we're going way back in this, down to 2013 summer with Sneaky's debuts.
I think it makes sense given that, like, okay, you play 2 games, you go 2-0, and your team does well. You know, like, I can see not dying over those, but I think the fact that he's the top of it in terms of, you know, how much he got a KDA means that he was participating in a lot of kills.
Yeah, and we brought this up in waiting room, but that was 4 hours ago. The tier of competition that APA played against, I think, was a smart subbing by Team Liquid, but it's also building the confidence to this level where he's I love these tweets.
Yeah.
When does LCS get hard? Emenes responds, but we wanted to look at the first 3 opponents that different subbed in mid laners have played against this split.
Yeah, so you can see Quid had a pretty rough go of things looking left to right. He goes up against JoJo, then Emenes has 2 struggling performances, but then pretty good against Balulu.
Yeah.
APA, you know, you can debate how strong Balulu and Quid were, 2 great performances. Now he's going up against Emenes, who borderline first team All-Pro last split. A lot of people thought he was the best mid in spring. We'll have to see how he does.
And already called him out on Twitter for being like,
Oh, just wait till you play the real
You're
ones.
done.
Yeah.
I think the big thing, though, to the point that Jack kind of kicked this off with, is that TL, even though this seemed like a very quick substitution from all sides, right? Like in talking to Harry, I know he did an interview in NACL where he talked about how sudden it had been for him. APA coming in, it was pretty sudden for him. I do think they set him up for success really well. And also, I just want to keep reiterating it because I think it's hilarious. He seems to have the same energy and spirit as someone like Pyosik, where they just want to go in. And I think that's very valuable to, you know, TL's performance thus far. So we will see if they can somehow manage to topple C9. We'll see who wins the Emenes versus APA battle. But now we are going to be joined by Flowers, Raz, and special guest Dhokla.
Big Dokes!
Welcome, everybody. That's Raz. I'm Flowers. And Big Dokes himself joining us here on the caster desk after the energy victory over FlyQuest. How you doing, buddy?
Yo, feeling good after that win.
Yeah.
I mean, I was playing Ornn, you know, as a C-tier top laner. You have to think it's less than, you know, popular tanks or popular champs. You can't play the Renekton.
Giga Chad, let him cook. Pog.
Okay.
Oh, that's supposed to be Cloud9. Okay, that was supposed to be Cloud9.
I was waiting for the other team to show up because they always do something to the other team, whether they're dunking on them or burying them or whatever. But I don't know, man. Cloud9 is one of those teams. I don't see them very like Monka W attitude towards most other teams here in the league. They've been at the top of the table for a while.
Yeah, and I was just about to mention the fact that Berserker was just vibing in the crew. I didn't even notice. But to the top of the table point, wanted to talk about both these teams because the last time they faced off, I know you are an Ornn enjoyer now.
Yeah, forced Ornn enjoyer.
Yeah, Summit is now apparently an Ornn enjoyer. The last time they faced off against each other, he actually picked Ornn in the matchup to actually net the win. So, like, how does it feel being a fellow coward?
I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get the win. Honestly, it's like the coach is like, all right, we need the win here. We're just going to slide you on Ornn. We'll give you another carry game later. We need the Ornn now.
All right, well, no Rumble this game, no Blitzcrank, no Tristana, no Jace. I feel like Tristana's in every game that she's not banned out these days, so I'm pretty glad to see that banned away. I need some variety in my mid lane matchup.
I think Rumble's been banned every single game.
It has been.
So I'm surprised it's banned by Cloud9 because I feel like you could pick that up for yourself, but at the same time, Summit probably has a lot of answers into it, so I can understand why they banned it.
I was about to ask you, actually, Dhokla, because before week 4, we saw primarily Renekton versus Cassante nearly every game.
Oh,
it felt like
I've actually never seen that matchup.
Yeah, you haven't?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Pretty rare in League of Legends.
Hopefully you get to see it for the first time. But since in week 4, we've seen Rumble come into the meta a little bit more. We've seen teams willing to pick out Fiora into the Cassante as an example. So we've seen a little bit more diversity. How was the practice week for you? And it looks like a Kindred locked in.
Yeah, I mean, Renekton Cassante is getting like figured out, I think, but people are still willing to play both sides of it because they have their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
But I think people just get bored and they're just like, all right, well, it's time for something new. I'm just getting bored here. But I think there are some good answers into it. People have just been experimenting more lately. to figure out like counters to the meta. Because if you know what someone's gonna pick, you can just easily make a counter to that. So I think that's why it's happening.
Well, if we're talking about knowing what people are going to pick, Cloud9 in the past in this split, every time they've got the Kindred, they love locking in Milio along with it, running a double marksman comp and just snowballing the game out of control. I wonder if that's what we're going to get this time around. The Aphelios already locked in for TL there for the marksman position. That is one of those marksmen that pairs well with Milio, so they're denying that at least. And the Wukong also locked in for the jungle for Pyosik. And there it is, Milio. I called it, boys.
Yeah, I mean, you should probably be on Team Liquid's drafting team. You know exactly what they're going to pick. Curious to see what they pick here. They're probably going to pick the bot laner here and run out bot lane, but I mean, they're still prioring Kindred after the nerfs to it, so I mean, obviously they still value it highly. Damage didn't get touched, only like the tankiness of it, but dodge everything and you don't die, so yeah.
I like the Ashe pick. I mean, just recognizing with the Kindred, you probably need to shore up some engage, especially if you have Emilio, so you don't want to have situations in the draft. You're like, okay, we're good when we're cutting back, but we have no way to actually start the fight. So good pick up here. My only fear now is the looming Malphite with the Rumble banned as well in first phase. So wondering what Team Liquid's going to do in 4-5 and if the Malphite gets banned here.
I mean, Renekton looks good on my screen here for either side.
Yeah.
Probably a bit better for Cloud9.
On the mind.
I mean, hopefully they ban it so we get something else. But Ziggs is like the pocket pick for APA, so he's willing to just like almost blind it with a couple of bans here. I mean, I guess it's technically 3 bans for mid if you look at it, but I'm sure he'll get some cover bans here too.
It's also got a baby Yeet. I always want to see people pick Yeet champions when you're up against Kindred to just knock them out of the ulti and be able to kill the guy anyway. Satchel sort of moves you like 3 inches or whatever, so I guess technically it counts, but gonna have to be accurate to knock somebody at a Lamb's Rest. But with that, we're targeting Syndra in the mid lane, wanting to keep that one away from Emenes, and the Rel banned out. This champion's been really popular lately.
Yeah, I think Team Liquid should probably look for a Gangplank to run out their ult comp with the big circles, so that's probably what I would do.
We got the Ziggs big circle, Wukong little circle. Wait, is the Gangplank ulti circle bigger or smaller than a Ziggs bomb? Do you
probably bigger?
Probably bigger. I think it's bigger.
Yeah, it's definitely bigger.
Yes, we need someone to run the test, but it's I think it's bigger for sure.
I know that at least the wide range on the
I mean,
Ziggs
I wouldn't know. I only
close.
play Orange, so.
Right, yeah, that's just a rectangle ulti, not circle. You have to make sure we get the right shapes.
I mean, I'm waiting for that Orange Buskin, you know, like the choo-choo.
Yes, dude.
I'm waiting for that.
Right, I'm telling you, people still love this idea. This is free money sitting on the table. Nautilus banned out by C9, so they're targeting 2 engaged supports. TL really looking to cover APA there in the mid lane, banning out 2 of those matchups that they don't want him to have to deal with. Giving some respect over to Emenes.
Yeah, don't know. I'm not sure what you pick here on for TL here. I mean, they need some sort of engage or like follow-up and some tankiness for both sides.
How do you feel about Thresh? I know the Rakan's being hovered and has been successful, but just general protection for Aphelios. Do you like the Rakan pick over Thresh as an example?
I mean, I'm not too sure. I don't think Thresh has the best lane into Ashe Milio, so I don't think it's really playable. So, yeah, I mean, Rakan gives you that secondary engage that goes with the Wukong, which is really good and sets up for the Ziggs. Like they just need CC at this point, and that's what they're gonna draft.
Lissandra locked in for C9.
And that's the engage for C9 side.
There we go. We got 2 different giant ice spells. Okay, yeah, are we gonna get the lizard? And if he plays it, he has to use the ice.
I don't know what else.
What
are we betting
here?
Come on. Where is it?
Oh, there it is. You know, he was streaming earlier before LCS, and he was playing Renekton on stream, so.
He's just warming up.
Yeah. You think it's an act that he drags his feet saying he doesn't like Renekton?
Yeah, everyone likes Renekton. You're on the winning side of the matchup most times, so you're generally okay with it.
Okay, so what's the final pick here for TL? The Rumble's been banned away. That's been a pretty popular counter to the Renekton recently. Kasante is still available.
Ornn looks OP on my screen, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I mean, Malphite looks pretty good too. Like
you seem enlightened.
Oh,
inspired.
Hold on.
Oh.
What?
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, they're just letting him have fun, I guess. Like, all right, we'll give you the Kennen.
He's not serious.
Yeah.
He's not.
I mean, he doesn't want to win that bad, you know?
I thought he was
it's definitely a good lane
back.
bully. It's just that, like, when I see Kennen here, like, they have a list, they have a Milio, so it's like, you have to get your angles off really well, like, hide and vision. Obviously, I think the lane is about, like, it's slightly Kennen favored. I don't think it's, like, hard winning.
Okay.
So, he has to definitely play well and execute well.
Yeah, and the tough thing for me that I've seen globally when it comes to Kennens is being able to hover. Just cover it in bad times. Even if you're trying to play away from it and the worst thing you can hear is a weak side Kennen. Like, I've seen JDG run with it and have done really well surrounding just using ulti to cover dives, so Kennen is not under a necessary threat. And when they're committing to a dive, just having your support hover. So there's a few things to keep him afloat, but Summit is such a damn good Kennen player.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's like, his Q's like, you know, it's like they just curve in. They just hit me through the wave. Like, I swear to God, every time I'm playing against it, it's like, I'm hiding behind my creeps, but they're still hitting me. Like, what's going on?
Just whipping them around the side of the thing.
The funny thing is, I watched your Degon interview when he was telling you, he was putting you on the spot to rank top laners. And the only name you can get out there was Summit #1.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just really good fundamentally. Knows how to like abuse lane, so a lot to learn from him as well. And I think everyone's catching on.
I always felt like Summit was the top laner's top laner because he does things that top laners respect, like mechanics, 1v1, and it's just the stuff that the other roles complain about is what Summit has had his criticism based around before, overextending or not warding or getting caught. But now let's see how Team Liquid can match up against C9 with EG losing earlier to Golden Guardians after that level 1 bonanza. That means that Cloud9 is in a solid spot here to take over that top of the table spot, but I don't know if we're going to get any of those crazy level 1s.
All right, I'm going to leak some strats here. Cloud9, every time they play melee versus range, they always go 5 top, or like someone wards the top push for Fudge. So if you're against Cloud9, you should start a sweeper and get that free ward for yourself.
Nice. Look at that. The inside strats versus C9. Worth pointing out here, Emenes has Summoner Spellbook on that Lissandra. This is a keystone that we don't see taken that often these days by the mid laners in the meta, so maybe Emenes will be able to find some good value out of that one. Bot lane, it is cleanse on only one of our AD carries. Berserker opting to not go with that, wants the extra mobility of the Ghost instead, but it does mean that he could be in some serious trouble if he gets charmed up by Core or Summit locked down there in that ulti later on in the game. I don't know how the Ziggs versus Lissandra matchup goes at all. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't see Ziggs ever.
I mean, it's just farm, and whoever has push is probably going to be happier in the lane. And Liss just wants to find angles. Like, Ziggs is not running cleanse, so if you just get a flash timer off on him, he should die.
Yeah, and also Lissandra just generally does pretty poorly versus poke.
Yeah.
So that's something that she's gonna have to work with. That's a Mantle Crystal start for Ziggs, and I'm pretty sure he went Futures Market so he can get a little bit quicker towards Lost Chapter. So that's gonna be fun to see.
LS
so
Enjoyer.
Just straight farming.
That's a pretty deep ward by Emenes here.
Oh, look at that. Futures market right there.
Yeah.
Thank you, observers. Yes, we have Ziggs trying to go on the get-rich-quick scheme to guarantee that early Lost Chapter. Bottom lane, Zven and Berserker trying to run the show nice and early. The power of that Cozy Campfire giving you the extra range, especially on a champion that already has a higher than average default attack range like Ashe, can be really oppressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty balanced if you ask me. But, you know.
Wait, this is the exact duo bot side. It was Milio, Kindred, and Ashe. Remember the EG Cloud9 game where they got completely doomed on first dive? So they're not going to do anything. You already see full HP on Yeon and CoreJJ, so they're not taking any poor trades. But they just, I think, they won't have hover because Wukong is topside.
Yeah,
so.
But they're like full HP and the wolf's crashing already, so I don't think it's a dive. And they've hit level 2, so it should be fine.
Nice.
All right, we're chilling. Doesn't look like anything more here.
Just farming.
So, where do you guys want to see our?
What?
Hold on, never mind. Hold on. Okay. Well, there's that scary Summit Kennen you were talking about.
Yeah, you must have cursed some Qs that I didn't see. But I'm just gonna take a. I mean, the wave is pretty bad for top lane. It's slow pushing out, so it's kind of nightmare fuel for top laners here. But it's okay. We're playing Renekton. We're gonna scale.
That is tough, man. Both used flash, so let's see how it was done.
Okay.
Oh no, he was trying to get his wave in.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh.
He didn't hit, but he just walked out of it. Nice.
Fudge just jumping right in there when he already had 2 stacks on him, and Summit just stuns him immediately. Unlucky, but neither top laner having the flash means I do expect to see junglers maybe looking up here, seeing if they could figure anything out, potentially find a gank.
I mean, I think in this matchup, if Renekton gets even slightly ahead, or just like just damage.
This is the double scuttle. We're going for it. It's not even being contested.
The magnetic pull for Blaber to this crowd is very strong here. Let's see if you can get it.
Guys, think about it. We're even using Hawkshot just in case. We know where Pyosik is now.
They're
Completely
familiar.
uncontested.
The smite is up, but they don't even need it. There it is. Blaber picking up the crab. Nicely done there. First mark on the board for Kindred at 4 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. He just wants to get the recall. He does not want to stick around.
Well, Pyosik has other plans, so Blaber at least gets postponed a little bit there. As Pyosik hanging around and getting that bonus damage onto Blaber for free means that Team Liquid is more than comfortable just getting this lane pushed.
Yeah, taking a look here, Zven is pretty low. You're seeing the base from Kindred. It's a slow push bot lane. This could be a dragon angle here from Team Liquid. Would be nice to see, but he's hovering here in the tri-bush.
Could be a Wukong dive angle, too.
Oh, I like that a little better.
All right, boys. Let's see what we get here. Team Liquid. CoreJJ trying to juke him out here at the start. CC layered down onto Berserker, who has to flash back away. Yeon barely survives, man. He's down to 50 HP as Pyosik still looking for that last little bit of damage, but now he is controlled and killed. It's first blood over to Berserker, man.
I mean, that was really well played by the C9 bot lane here. Just to outplay that 2v3 is, I mean,
yeah, they didn't even need help, man. They just waited for Team Liquid to walk in and then beat them. Outnumbered, but not outgunned. C9 on the board first. Let's see if Blaber can make the play up here on the top side. Unfortunately for C9, Summit hits that level 6, makes the plan a little bit less appealing.
Yeah. I mean, TL felt really pressured to go for that bot dive because Blaber still hasn't base and Pyosik wasn't buy up, so they guaranteed to have a 3v2. It was just I don't know if they misplayed it or they couldn't go for it at all, but
the only misplay I could possibly see was Yeon taking damage immediately. Since he's your primary damage dealer on that one, I don't like the fact that he was tanking.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they just don't have damage if the Yeon tanks. So, yeah, probably just unlucky. It is what it is. We move on.
Yeah. A little bit unfortunate. Pyosik walked out the wrong door, and then there was no way home for poor Wukong. Easy pickup there for C9 after outplaying them. They're up 700 gold, so just about the value of the first blood plus the assist money. Back in mid lane, that lost chapter for APA, making it easy for him to keep the farm up, keep the push going. But Emenes is not struggling either. You can see both those guys dead even. No one beats C9 twice in a row.
I mean,
not too confident about that one.
Summit still has not base top. Like he's holding on to like probably like almost like 2K worth of gold here. I don't know if there's no timer where he could have based, but I mean if he could have based and pressure with the gold lead, I think he can make a lot more progress. But right now he's really scaling.
Yeah. Outside of that, he's done well around jungle timers. The ward that he had in tri-bush that caught out Blaber was nice. And of course. So overall, it's been a good one, but Emenes has his eyes on him now.
All right, Emenes. Well, let's see what we can do here, boys.
So let's see how he outplays this. I think he doesn't want to let this wave crash, crucially. That's the thing he's playing for. And Fudge will just ult to get the wave in, so he might looks dead on my screen.
Yeah, I think this is about it for poor little Kennen. Emenes going in. There's the slicing maelstrom. It's going to buy him an extra moment.
Oh, Emenes!
Alive, Emenes!
Oh my God!
Freebie, it's Summit getting the kill, getting the outplay. Nicely done there, but bottom lane, the fights continue. Yeon and CoreJJ looking to take this 2v2 against Berserker and Zven, but Berserker is firing back. Yeon's got red-white, but C9 willing to fight. They got that range advantage from the cozy campfire I was talking about earlier, and they're just gonna fall back now.
That was a bit of a head scratcher. I don't know how they didn't get the kill there. Kennen had no flash. I don't know if I want to look at it again, honestly, but
you're gonna look at it again. We've got a replay coming up.
Yeah, the people of the Summit fan club are enjoying this today.
So Renekton doesn't have E, but his Q will be up. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Ult. They're both stunned on this.
Oh no.
And he just makes enough distance with the stun. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the slicing maelstrom was perfect. He executes it right before he gets stunned, so it's still casting as he's stuck there in the Lissandra prison. Plus the Mega Inferno Bomb coming up from APA to contribute the rest of the damage. Make sure that those guys cannot try to continue this dive. Nicely done from TL. This is now a tale of two goofy dives. Both teams' kills were gifted to them by the other team.
But I think fundamentally they had the right idea going for the dive.
Yeah.
I think their play was like optimal, I would say, but you know the execution could have been better.
Yeah, the only thing I could look off that one was the fact that Lissandra started tanking just as the stun from Kennen ulti hit Renekton, so there was no follow-up.
Yeah.
That was the worst part about it. So still a great idea, as you mentioned, but nice dragon timer here from Cloud9. Blaber's going to be able to net that for himself, and they can actually just start playing for bot lane for the rest of the game if they can do this.
Okay, easy. Nobody making their way over from the side of Team Liquid. APA's ulti just came back up, so if he knew that they were taking the Dragon, he could try to chuck a Mega Inferno Bomb down there, but it's an easy pickup for Blaber. Hex Drake always feels great. The stats are useful on every champion in the game, but unfortunately it does mean we will not get the Hex Soul. Hopefully we get a good one and not like the Kimtech one, because I always prefer... Dhokla, how do you feel about this, playing the role on the other side of the map from the Dragons? The bad rifts versus the good rifts. The ones that people really want the soul versus the ones that's like, okay, it's there.
Well, honestly, I like the Chemtech soul because it gives me the big honey fruits. And then that's like the most interaction I'll get for top lane. So give me those bad boys. But Hextech is really nice for the base game as well. And just the soul itself. But Cloud Soul is low-key OP. Like, having so much movement speed is lets you play the fights a lot more versatile.
Okay, Blaber clearing out some vision here. Needs one more hit on that control ward, but Team Liquid's already starting up the Herald. CoreJJ has made his rotation, but so have both of the bot laners from C9. It's a full 5-man party from both teams up here.
Wow.
And Berserker, unfortunately, puts that one right between the uprights.
Yeah, there's no way they can contest now. They just lift arrow, and APA actually placed the W really well where he got out and knocked lifts away, couldn't get ulted, so
yeah,
pretty clean.
At first, I was going to be a little concerned with Team Liquid just because they're engaged and CoreJJ didn't have ult, but Emenes getting opened up on.
Emenes about to die. Holy cow. Blaber needed to use the Lamb's Respite there to save Emenes from the Mega Inferno Bomb, but now with no Kindred ulti, Team Liquid knows how threatening they can be underneath this tier 1 turret. If they want to dive, they can just do it. C9 is so low on health. Zven's going to try to keep Emenes alive there with a cozy campfire, but the plates are falling, and it's Team Liquid picking up the money. They might even stick around for a little bit more here.
Ziggs wants that W on it, so they
can't do it.
Yeah, they're working towards it. But man,
hit the tower.
Let's go a little bit more there.
Okay, nice from TL. That's a massive swing.
Wow, Ziggs is just OP. I think we just have to blind it, guys.
What? Honestly, hear from CoreJJ in the stage interview that he had last week. He mentioned how their team didn't really know how Ziggs worked until APA gave him the full rundown, and so it actually feels like it really amplifies what Team Liquid wants to do. Heavy early game centric team, and he's able to just kind of nuke turrets like that. And yes, the 2 ultis that he was able to use, the first one that was able to get Blaber's ultimate, but also this, that was the second one. The first one was the top dive.
Yeah.
So both of them were really impactful. So it's nice to see that APA is playing really well here, and that the team is playing well around the Ziggs pick.
I mean, I don't know if Liss is the best counter into Ziggs. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. It's not
but I could be wrong, you know.
The arrows are not hitting this game, unfortunately, for Berserker. Does at least have that 1 kill under his belt. He's up almost 20 CS. Berserker's Greaves and Kraken Slayer completed, whereas his opponent is still playing around with some components here, trying to get those items assembled. Up there in the top lane, similar story, but going the other way as Summit's got the Proto Belt ready, but Fudge is still trying to come online. Fudge, however, has the Unleashed TP, so if we get a fight down here, C9 would be able to send the extra man. But instead, it's just an invade coming out from Zven, Emenes, and Blaber to steal away the enemy blue buff. No contest back from TL.
Yeah, this is a top versus bot type of game here. Like, all TL needs to do is just hold on and let Kennen win on the other side of the map. So, I mean, they're trying to make plays around the bot side here for C9, but they're just not giving them anything. And they just rotate Ziggs a lot. Like, you cannot siege against this champion. So, pretty much all their counterplay is just covered here. Yeah, Ziggs is a little OP.
Yeah, this is not giving me good memories. I remember when it was Ziggs bot meta, and it was literally, you can leave him on an island, and he would be just fine.
Spam, wave clear, and then toss a bomb over there. If there's a fight in the river, you don't even have to leave the minions alone. TL up about 1,000 gold here with 1 minute left on the clock before the plates fall. Summit getting a good quick trade onto Fudge there, who honestly just does not have much of an ability to fight back. Again, that item disparity I was talking about makes it really tough. Both junglers also getting those first items online there. Trinity Force versus Divine Sunderer. Dhokla, how do you feel about the Trinity versus Divine Sunderer conversation? Because a lot of people are still taking Sunderer in quite a few situations. Trinity obviously got buffed and then had to be nerfed a little bit. Where do you stand on?
Yeah, I feel like Trinity is strong, but it's strong at like 3 items.
Okay.
When you compile items with it, then it feels really, really good. But first item,
Oh, Emenes had to use the claw and the flash to get away, but Pyosik will chase him down. Beats him over the head with the stick. Second kill of the game there for Team Liquid. As Blaber wants to secure this crab down here, should be able to pick that one up. but TL has bigger fish to fry. They're summoning up the Herald. Arrow hits from downtown, but now Blaber's trying to catch up and do some damage in time. The turret's already destroyed. Blaber's forced to use the Lamb's Respite, but he's all alone. As soon as it fades, you know he's gonna die. Berserker getting dove by Summit. The slicing Maelstrom here in the 1v2. Mega Inferno Bomb ready to melt these guys. C9 is crumbling, and Team Liquid are bringing the pain. CoreJJ with a Gleaming Quill will not find enough damage. Berserker and Zven both barely getting away, but TL uses the Herald to get the second turret here in the bottom lane. They are up 4,000 gold at 14 minutes.
Wow. It's wild to see, man. Like, it just started with the bait that APA and Pyosik had that was able to get the kill on an Emenes. And so C9 recognizing Dragon Timer was up. We need to save bot lane turret. Like, that Ashe arrow finally hit. But Pyosik did a great job of defending him, and you saw Rakan come in from the side. So really well done. Clean plays from Team Liquid.
And this only works because it's Ziggs. It only works because they were able to destroy that turret and then keep the fight going. Otherwise, Blaber has something he can hide underneath. It's harder for Summit to get back there and chase these guys down. Berserker needing to have the flash and the heal from CoreJJ, or from Zven, excuse me, used instead. And then CoreJJ trying to chase him down and get that last little bit of damage. Couldn't quite do it. But this game went from 1,000 gold apart to 4,000 gold apart in 60 seconds, boys.
It's crazy. And it's something that we've talked about with APA coming into the team. Both Pyosik and APA have been on the same level. Hearing the interviews, APA saying, hey, I'm just saying, Pyosik help whenever he needs push or something, since he's the one English speaker in a Korean-generated comms, basically, for the team. And so that was a concern. How would he work well with Pyosik? He has been good so far, the 3 games straight.
Still hasn't died.
Yeah.
In any of those games either.
Yeah.
Still sitting deathless. 1-0-1 in this one. Has 2 fully completed items. Once those Sork shoes come online, I'm expecting him to go for that. The damage on the pure magic penetration Ziggs bomb is going to be huge in these team fights. Summit, though, could be under some pressure. Zven going to use the sweeper, see that there's nothing there to find him out. APA is happy to just stand a screen away and lob bombs at minion waves on the other end of the map.
And this feels so frustrating to play for Cloud9 because there's not really any play you can go for. Like, you can't make a play on Ziggs. Kennen is really hard to make a play on, and their ball lane is like you just have no real like engage.
Oh, nicely done from Pyosik there, leaving the clone behind. Fudge uses Dominus for a whole lot of nothing.
They're getting very desperate. I mean, they definitely need to like speed up the pace because they 100% get outscaled at this point. So I understand their desperation, but I mean, they're kind of just like fishing for anything really and just trying to start a fight.
Yeah, the Arrow and Dominus both being used there to no effect whatsoever means the Herald fight now cannot happen for C9. TL's going to take this one for free. The only neutral objective Cloud9 have secured this game was that first Hex Drake. After that, it's been nothing but TL. The Cloud Drake there that spawned second. We do have an Earth Rift this time around, and they've got both Heralds, the first of which was used to get all the way through the tier 2 turret in the bottom lane, and now that Summit's been left alone up here topside, he's going to take down that last remaining tier 1, still standing for C9.
I'm going to put you in an impossible position, Dhokla. You are on Cloud9 shoes. How the hell do you even make a comeback here where it's like you're Renekton, you want to go into what? Kennen, Ziggs, Rakan, and Wukong, very difficult to fight into them. Do you just trade sides?
Hold on, guys. Hold on. We got Emenes coming up here to try to defend a turret that had 20% HP. And Summit and Pyosik are having none of it. Cyclone used there, but a nice stasis coming out from Emenes buys him enough time to get away. C9 with the outplay, and now Summit and Pyosik are in retreat. Emenes, why'd we go up there, buddy? They could have handled it. It ends up being a 1-for-1 trade at the start. Berserker wants to get a little bonus money here. Double kill for the C9 AD carry, but on the other side of the map, nope. Okay, nothing. Not yet.
It's going to be a chase.
All right, Yeon in some trouble here. APA bringing the thunder. The bomb hits from a long way away, but Yeon still being chased down by Fudge. Kites him out, blows him up. APA taking the kill credit, and Team Liquid still ends up finding something on the other side of the rift.
I mean, I think what C9 is doing is pretty good. Like, they're sacking mid waves. They're really trying to like ditch and find timers where they can make any play. They will not win a 5v5 head-on, so they need numbers advantage. And Emenes, you could say, is baiting or playing the line, but he's kind of waiting for reinforcements here. Obviously, probably didn't need to go back in and to clean up this play, but this is like the type of plays that you need to make if you want to get back into the game. It's going to be really hard, but I mean, this is a start. But it's not looking that good. But well played by just even executing on this play. I think they have the right idea. It's just that they're so far behind It's really hard to make this play, but I think they're still looking for the right plays.
And then on the opposite side, I liked what Yeon and CoreJJ did. Straight through mid lane push, went towards bot side, but Summit is under threat.
Summit getting TP'd on. Emenes and Fudge, 2v1. There should be no way this goes south, and it will not. One last auto attack from Fudge gets it done. C9 picking up kill number 4.
Yeah, that's the start, but I mean, you're still going to lose stuff on the opposite side of the map, but that's the type of plays that you need to get back into this game.
The kills are so close, only one separating them, but man, the gold lead still just feels massive.
Yeah, I mean,
in
you press
favor of
tab and then you see your mid laner's item difference. It's like, you don't want to press tab much longer. You know? It's like,
Just unpress that key.
yeah. I mean, top lane is really, contemplating, damn, should I really have picked Renekton here? Like, a lot of thoughts going into that, I'm sure.
Man, it's tough. 30 seconds until Baron spawns, and you know that Team Liquid will be looking for that if they can find any sort of pick around that area, if they can keep that momentum going. Meanwhile, the teleport going to bring Summit back down into the other side of the map, so that is at least something that C9 is not going to have to worry about for a little bit longer. They are the only teleport available on the map right now via Emenes.
Smart play by Summit there, sweeps out the bushes as he TPs in, so he knows that won't happen again. So small little adaptation there to set himself up for, being able to push in these side lanes.
Is that just like basic top lane etiquette once you get to this point in the game?
Yeah, it is. But I mean, he died, so hopefully he won't die twice the same way, right?
Right.
So, good
Really
adaptation
not.
there. Yeah.
Really not. Drake pickup here is good. It's nice that Cloud9 is foregoing it. You cannot take that fight. Hopefully you can get gold on Emenes on side lane, then that's how you kind of get back a little bit of gold in this game. Now, a question for you, Dhokla, is now you find yourself in positions like these with Team Liquid where you have a pretty large lead. How do you nail the coffin shut? How do you secure this lead without basically getting too comfortable within the game state?
Yeah, I think you just want to put up vision, so secure mid push and then drop wards in their jungle with your mid push. And then just poke with Ziggs and just keep like their side of the map really dark and make it hard for them to walk in. That's how you generally want to close out from here. And I think they will go through the steps. I mean, APA almost has a death cap, so they're probably just like waiting on that. And then they're really gonna like try to force something. Oh, arrow hits, but no one is in range.
I mean, I feel like that was just a for fun arrow.
Yeah, maybe get someone to flinch, like lose a slash.
Confidence building arrow.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, yeah, mid push. They're overloading into top side here. Someone's going to take over mid and try to escort this Herald in.
Okay, goodbye, HP bar.
And Joel.
Yeah, that's half the HP of Berserker, but now the follow-up from CoreJJ, the quickness is not going to lock anybody down long enough. Yeon misses the Midnight Vigil. As Blaber and Berserker still both healthy enough to continue to fight. Fudge diving in from the side, and they burst down APA. CoreJJ's going to go next, and C9 just got 2. There's no ulti available on the Wukong or the Aphelios either. C9 has enough health and a cozy campfire. They could start up the Baron. This could be their path back into the game.
Yeah, they still have Kindred ult, so they want to force this, make TL fight them, and let's see what happens. Summit does have flash.
Yeah, flash slicing Maelstrom. This could be a Kennen moment. We just have to see if they play it out correctly. C9 trying to stay safe on this, but they know they need the Baron. They know they need to get back into this game with a big objective take here. Cozy Campfire coming down. They want to engage with Pyosik. Summit into the back line, but C9 stays alive. Lamb's Respite is dropped in time. Summit is gone. Pyosik's in retreat. Yeon pops the glare, but the arrows keep flying. Team Liquid, they stopped the Baron, but they had to sacrifice Summit and his flash to do it.
Damn, that was really well played by like both sides. Kindred ult dropped there right when the slicing Maelstrom hits, and I liked how C9 didn't get too greedy and go for more there, but let's check how this play started.
Because I feel like it was APA, the great ulti on Berserker's head, but took a look at the positioning that he had here, where Renekton was able to close in on him. Now, he ended up satcheling over the wall, just so he can get out of the ulti from Emenes, but was already way too late. No one from Team Liquid side can protect him.
Yeah, I mean, they just overreach a little bit. They had a really good damage on Kindred. They probably could have pulled back to Baron, but they're trying to like play their hand a little bit too much and C9 punished accordingly. And in this fight, I think mechanically everyone just played pretty well. Blaber gets his ult drop. Berserker flashes away from Kennen here, and he's able to just do a lot of damage on the back end of this fight.
Lamb's Respite is such a game changer in moments like that. If you don't have that there, things can go very differently for the side of C9, who are still holding on, who are still finding some outplays in these fights. But like you were talking about earlier, Dhokla, it's the money difference. Even if you're finding some good plans, you're making some good decisions, it's harder to execute them just because of how far ahead Team Liquid is.
Yeah, I mean, Berserker is getting quite strong, so he is a threat on this in this game, and they can't straight up ignore him, but right now, Berserker doesn't have summoned, and they should know that from the last fight, so if they are able to force this Baron, it's going to be really hard for them to get a fight off.
On the opposite end, knowing that they're likely going to fight for third dragon here in a minute 30 seconds, no flash, no summons from Yeon, no flash on Pyosik and Summit. It's going to be difficult for them, especially with Fudge now having a little bit easier of a time in taking fights with his sums up. It's going to be a little better for Cloud9, the best chance they've had all game.
I think the best case scenario for Cloud9 here is to find angles in these fights, so either be a TP flank or someone's hiding after pushing a wave. That's the way they want to fight and make it kind of chaotic, like a straight front to back where Ziggs is able to land poke. It's not going to be the way you win, so they need to get creative and find some angles here. So I want to see what they end up doing.
Well, they're placing down a couple of wards around this Drake. You can see that Zven just went in, made sure that they had a couple angles where Fudge or Emenes may be able to use one of those teleports to come in and surprise Team Liquid, get behind the carries, take out one of these valuable targets nice and early. Summoner's Spellbook, I talked about it at the beginning of the game. Emenes has swapped over to a cleanse for the upcoming fight, ready to try to bait out some of that engage from Summit or CoreJJ or one of these valuable engage mechanisms on Team Liquid, and instead turn things around in C9's favor. Keep your eyes on Fudge, too, here on the Renekton. Unfortunately, still only on one big completed item, so not as strong as you would like to
that's
be.
A lot of damage.
Instantly loses half health.
That campfire better be cozy if it's going to heal on the floor.
The coziest campfire of
I don't know
all
if it's
time.
that cozy.
No, he's got some fruits, though, so that's something.
I mean, Emenes is on a flank here, and they do have like good position to contest the dragon, make it hard for them TL to walk in without any wards. So I like their idea, but they're just playing on waves and forcing C9 to show.
Well,
and I feel like they're just going to walk towards like the Baron side and force C9 to walk in there where they don't have any vision, because they don't want to get flanked here.
And you can see Emenes not afraid to step up close to Yeon is not afraid to step up close to Emenes, excuse me, because of the fact that he has the cleanse. He knows he can get out of the Lissandra lockdown as long as there's not an immediate follow-up from someone else. And Team Liquid's deciding, okay, C9, you've set things up around the Drake pit. You guys are prepared. You've got the wards. You've got the prio. We're going to go Baron instead.
Yeah, they do a lot of damage here. And the small thing, too, is that they were able to get Ashe ulti off of her, so not willing to take the fight into Team Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, and you just can't walk into the Ziggs. Like, once you lose side and have no vision on that side, like, you just can't walk into his E's. Lasts for like 8 seconds or something, so. And he has a death cap at this point, so no one can really even tank it walking in, so. I really like this adaptation by TL. They don't have wards on the Dragon side, so just rotate the Baron and force him to make the decision.
Yeah, I'll take the Baron for Dragon traded. Yeah, that feels pretty good for TL, who are now up 5,500 gold. Drakes are even, but that doesn't matter. What do you guys want to see them accomplish with this Baron? Is it a 4-1 split, 1-3-1, just 5-man full send?
I would do a 4-1 where I just want Ziggs in side lane sieging, and preferably inside where there's no flank angles from like mid lane, so you only have to worry about behind you pretty much, to your side. So I would like the Ziggs to be rotated bot and Kennen go mid. I think that's the safest avenue for them to execute, but they're just playing on the bot side here. We'll see how they set up.
Yeah, they have Ziggs mid alone. He can always participate in the fight no matter where it is, and it seems like it's going to be in their jungle.
No. CoreJJ having to disengage there as Pyosik wants to go in, but the Cyclone only finds Fudge here at the start. Massive amount of damage comes out from Yeon in the Moonlight Vigil. Half health on 3 different C9 players as Team Liquid now has their opening. They'll absolutely shatter the tier 3 turret in mid lane. They'll take out the inhibitor right after. And what's that? Summit's got the next wave ready to go here in bot. Team Liquid still looking to keep this play alive, but Fudge is coming in from the side. TL looking for a disengage. Pyosik in stasis, but still in danger. Flashes and escapes for now. Team Liquid looking to get the hell out of town. C9 gonna stop him, at least for a little while. Berserker does not have a lot of mana to work with. That volley might be his last one here as APA and TL keep kiting backwards. Berserker's gonna be careful. CoreJJ goes in for the quickness, and Lamb's Respite is already forced out. C9 continuing to try to look for some plays as Blaber takes out Core. Emenes is stunned. The slicing maelstrom from Summit only gets him killed. C9 go unstoppable with this Ashe, and they hold the line.
Damn, Berserker is so good, man. He's playing the line perfectly, trying to bait the fight out, baits Rakan to just go in, baits the Kennen to go in, just force him to flash in and just forces the outplay. Like, if TL were to back up there and just base, they probably would be in a really good position to win the game, and Berserker knows that. and he's just trying to play the line and force a fight to happen.
Take a look at it. Actually, in the picture-in-picture, Renekton's getting caught out. Seems like a little bit of fights going on there, but it's completely backed away. And you're right. He was playing the line. He chased up. Even without mana, the thing it usually is, you have to expect when they're going to engage on you. And it seemed like he knew that perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, great reaction here by him to flash. I mean, the Rakan ult missed, but still, he had the right idea. And Summit, bit reaching here, wasn't in range for the flash pro belt, but I mean, it's just kind of well played for both sides. They both have like a good idea, but I think C9 is just executing a bit better in these really tense fights.
Yeah, unfortunately for Summit, slightly too far away from both the enemy team and his own. Even if he goes in there, he does not have Yeon or anyone else from TL close enough to provide that backup damage. Still, plus 3.5k for TL, but Berserker's Ashe, 5-0-3, is becoming a serious problem. Emenes on Lissandra, much more of a supportive role this time around. Even in the build, you can see it's Everfrost, Banshees, Veil, Zonias. All of these are defensive or utility-style items. He's not going for 100-0 one-shots. Hold on now. That arrow's gonna get some work done as now Summit tries to stand and fight, but Blaber's got the cozy campfire. Easy pick up there. C9 gonna look for more here on the bot side now as Emenes has to be careful. Pyosik loses his clone. R2 used there as TL continue to retreat. Fudge, I don't think you wanted that stopwatch. That's okay. Sometimes we all press the button we don't mean to press. C9 not gonna chase down anymore, but they'll pick up the free kill in mid.
I mean, they're still holding on, and that was a really good arrow by Berserker here. And that was the 4-1 setup I was talking about that they could have done with Baron, where Ziggs is bot lane sieging. It's just that Berserker just hit a really good arrow.
Yeah.
Got the pick on him mid.
It's been happening now, past 5 minutes, it feels like. Berserker's arrows, of course, the one mid didn't work out, but since then has been really saving them, or at least just how he's been playing out these fights. So it's really nice to see. Team Liquid's going to be a little bit on edge because that's now 2 to 3 plays that it's kind of blown up on them. But they still have a gold lead, 2.7k, and looks like Dragon's going to be on the table.
But it's the same problems that Team Liquid has had throughout not just this split, but this year. They can get the leads, but they can't always convert them. You know that there's got to be a little bit of nerves there about, hey guys, we've been in this situation a couple of times before.
Dhokla, what are you telling your team when this is happening to you?
TL side?
Yes.
Yo, stop inting them. It's so easy.
Please, guys.
I can't take another loss like this.
All right, TL setting up around this Drake. There's no Baron this time because of the Drake timers and Baron timers being desynced. Still 60 seconds before that one will spawn. So Team Liquid are the first ones to the show here in the Drake pit this time around. Remember, the power of APA on that Ziggs can be huge if TL already has the priority. Fudge was forced out by APA there in the mid lane. So much damage under the croc, immediately getting the Sterix out of him. I don't think C9 even really wants to fight this now. They're just going to allow those minions to take the tier 1 in the bottom lane, bring the gold lead a little bit closer, but it's TL moving to Soul Point. Summit tries to get away. Emenes ready for the flash, follow with the Everfrost into lockdown. The arrow missed, but doesn't matter. Summit's fighting back hard. Blaber's low. He's not going to burn away. Remember, it's Ludens, not Leandries here on the Ziggs, so Blaber's alive and does not need to use the ulti.
I mean, Summit getting caught in the side, I actually have never seen that before. Surprising there.
Pyosik trying to chase after these guys. CoreJJ stepping a little bit close. Team Liquid want to burst down the jungler, but they can't find Blaber in time, and the respite already comes out. Emenes also low, but TL just gets 2. TL losing one of their own now as APA is cut down to size by the croc. Pyosik can retreat back to the wall with the clone, but Berserker is chasing down the enemy bot lane. Yeon falls, and CoreJJ joins him. A triple kill for
Renekton is scaling.
Yep.
Oh my god. Wow. That was just insane by I mean, this is, I don't know what TL is doing. It's a 4v5. You just lost Kennen. We don't have to fight. But they just want to go for these fights, and no one is aiming Berserker. He just didn't even get hit. Fudge gets a TP flank off. Ziggs flashes for some reason. I don't know why. And Berserker just free hitting, running him down. Like, really, really well played by C9 to counter that.
Yeah, even before this play, when someone was getting caught, the Ziggs ulti had put someone down to about like 10 HP or something like that. So they just decided, instead of going directly towards Baron, where they had pinged prior, wanted to wrap around and see if they can get a fight going. So great TP from Fudge to actually punish the play. But the nightmare is happening, Dhokla.
Dude, you're literally sweating if you're TL. Like, you know, it's happening again. Like, guys, can we get a 5v5 where Ziggs lands some poke beforehand? Like, is it possible? I don't know if it's possible.
This gold lead was 5,500 at one point. Now down below 2K for TL. They still have the one extra Drake up over C9. But Baron's live on the table, boys. This is where the next fight's going down.
Yeah, I mean, Berserker is actually so fed here, and he has flash up, and Renekton is actually in a really good spot in this game now. So to me, it's about even, and it's up to like just mechanics at this point. And I think the best case for them is Ziggs land some pokes before the fight, but even then, I think like they've caught up so far in this game where it's just about even, and Ziggs poke isn't that big.
Berserker not only has flash, remember he still has that Milio next to him, the extra range from the campfire, the cleanse from the breath of life. There's so many ways for C9 to protect Berserker, and Blaber's gonna lead the charge now. Looks for a little bit of a slow onto CoreJJ, but Core can disengage back to his own team. C9 are now strong enough that they can just approach Team Liquid in open ground and force them back.
Take a look at Emenes positioning, because they know that they're baiting for Baron here.
Okay, Pyosik leaves the clone behind. It's the only thing that'll take some damage for now, but CoreJJ is stunned up by the arrow. Emenes ready to flash in, drop that Glacial Prison and keep him locked down. Now popping a stasis of his own, trying to stay alive. Pyosik wants the Cyclone, and APA's found Emenes. Summit with a slicing maelstrom back over onto 2, as the Lamb's Respite keeps CoreJJ alive, but only for a moment. Berserker nearly killed off, as Yeon is still free firing with full HP. Fudge is gonna come back to life with the Guardian Angel, but can he get away? Cozy Campfire keeps him hastened, and Team Liquid won't get any more. It's Emenes traded for CoreJJ.
You couldn't get too much off the pick. Literally just Emenes' ulti was on CoreJJ, so TL was able to kite back successfully on that fight. Take the fight to them.
Yo, I could be wrong, but I don't think Rakan is a prio target, you guys. But can we aim someone who has no flash, preferably?
That would be nice.
I mean, well played mechanically by both sides. I think they have the right idea, but I think just don't hit the Rakan. Just hit anyone else. And I mean, wow, they're just gonna sneak the Baron here. Yeah, I think C9 is probably gonna win this game at this point.
Gold lead is now 58. From 5,500 to 58.
I cannot wait for the graph after
the
this
mental
game.
advantage is just too big. I don't see a way how C9 loses from here.
Oh no.
They've scaled mentally.
Tough, man, that's tough. You can at least see the Quicksilver Sash and Bloodthirster done there for Yeon, so the Aphelios can still try to fight back. 1-1 and 2 compared to 5-0 and 8. The AD carry work being put in by Berserker this game has been one of the biggest reasons Cloud9 has survived and held on. Berserker just narrowly avoiding death in the previous fight, and now the next Drake will be spawning in 30 seconds. Yeah, that is indeed a gold graph. If you're a C9 fan, it's absolutely beautiful. If you're a Team Liquid fan, not like this.
I am kind of preying on TL's downfall a bit. APA into me and Sulky yesterday, so.
Oh, you're loving the way this gold graph looks then.
That's the lore.
All right, we've got the investment from Dhokla. He cares about the outcome of the game because of the background stories. As Team Liquid now got to try to get away. Blaber has his sights set on the Aphelios. Look at the mark there as Yeon tries to step forward. Not going to get much out of the active there on the red gun, as Team Liquid's just running it down. They've got priority. They're just going to burst down the inhibitor while C9 takes the Drake. TL are not done yet. They don't have any minions, so they're just walking straight into the Nexus turrets. That's not going to get them a whole lot. C9 has sent back 4 out of 5 players to chase him out. Arrow flies. Even if it would have hit Yeon, it doesn't matter. He has
Ziggs is OP, but it's not that OP where you can just walk in, just end the game without any minions. I think that was the best TL could have probably done. They are outrange at this point, so head-to-head, they just need to like get a good angle with a Rakan engage, but Blaber's been on point with his ult, so let's see how they play here.
All right, TL, again, just trying to apply some pressure. Blaber gets hit by the bouncing bomb, but the Cozy Campfire keeps him topped off. Fudge looking for a flank off to the right. CoreJJ and the rest of Team Liquid have to try to exit here. They get some good poke back onto Blaber on their way out. Fudge still thinking about that flank. Emenes is not here. Emenes does not have teleport available because of Summoner Spellbook, putting him on barrier and exhaust. Team Liquid continuing to disengage. Pyosik is saved by the Mikhail's Crucible, and now Fudge is ready to engage from the side. There's the flank we were talking about. That's what we were looking for, but APA has already shut him down. Lamb's Respite goes out. Pyosik is very low. APA hiding all the way back in the corner. Nicely timed with a Mega Inferno Bomb, and Pyosik kills Blaber. Summit's coming in from behind. C9 are caught, and they're absolutely exploded. I think TL just won the game.
Wow, what a game. Holy shit. That was insane. And now the mental advantage completely swings back to Team Liquid after they won that fight. It was a bit of a reach by C9. They had the right idea. They felt really confident, but it was just a little bit too much.
I don't think that's just mental advantage, man. I think that's the whole game. Team Liquid with a 5-man push and 25 seconds remaining on the Cloud9 players. They're on to the Nexus turrets now. Emenes buying a moment here with the ulti, but TL don't care. Emenes will not hold him off alone. They want to pad the stats a little. Team Liquid gets the dub.
Damn. Well played by Team Liquid to find that fight after like just a, landslide of way to like lose your lead, and they clutch it out in the end.
I saw you sweating. I was sweating. They didn't even need the TP, it seemed like, from Kennen. Emenes was doing his hardest to try and stop the TP. He basically was behind his inhibitor turret, gets the TP off when AP had already nuked a member of C9. That was crazy to see, and they do not want to relive that game. That is a game they have to review, but it's going to be painful throughout the entirety of it.
I mean, that kind of sums up Team Liquid, strong early game, mid game shaky, but this time they managed to close it out, and really well played by them to just get that crucial teamfight win.
It was looking so far gone, man. The momentum had completely gone the way of C9. It looked like all that was left to do was walk it to the Nexus, make sure that you don't let it slip. And right at the last possible moment, at the 11th hour for Team Liquid, they had to just go for a play, and they find it up there in the top lane as C9 chases after them.
I will say,
yeah,
a hallmark of a good team is how well they can also play from behind. And C9 played this game really well from behind to even make it like a one-team fight game. And this could have went either way, so props to C9 for even making the game this close.
Let's take one more look at it, because Fudge went in so early, but the rest of the team wasn't there in time.
Yeah.
So the Croc just kind of goes poof.
Yeah, CoreJJ with a clutch engage to zone their backline from walking up while Renekton goes in. He doesn't have the damage to one-shot APA, and they just buy barely enough time while they kite, and someone's able to make it into this fight and clean up after, but just really well played.
That was Berserker's first death of the game.
Yeah, I mean,
he died one time, and the game ended.
AD carry isn't that OP. Like, it's pretty OP, but it's not that OP.
Dude, Pyosik is popping off. He's loving that. Team Liquid. APA's loving it too, man. You know how happy these guys got to be when it felt like it had slipped so far away.
Yeah, the relief going through them must be like crazy. Like, oh my god, we
thank God we didn't throw that one, boys.
Yeah. How many times within the game where we say, "Don't worry, it's okay, we still have a lead"? You have to say it before you just don't believe it.
All right, guys, we won't take a 45 this time. Let's try that. Yeah,
good plan.
All right, well, Team Liquid gets the win in the end, and now it's time to join Emily and Pyosik for the Verizon post-game interview.
Thank you. I am joined by Pyosik and also Jodo to help out with translation. So first of all, congratulations, 감사합니다. It was a very interesting game. I would like you to describe what was going through your mind as you guys managed to win that final teamfight topside.
일단 표식 선수 축하드리고요. 일단 마지막 팀파이트 할 때 좀 어떤 생각이 들으셨는지 궁금합니다.
이제 상대가 확 이니시 거는 게 없어서 저희 팀을 때리려면 이동기를 쓰면서 앞으로 와야 되는데 그런 구도에서 저희가 되게 카이팅 능력이라든가 그런 스탯적으로 쟤네가 이동기를 쓰면서 오기 때문에 그냥 충분히 빨면서 하면은 이길 수 있다고 생각을 했습니다.
Yeah, so for the enemy team comp, they don't really have a hard engage. So if we were able to pull them in and then kite them and then make them use their dash skills, we were able to pretty much win the team fight. So that was in my mind.
How did you guys manage to keep your, I guess, your mental as, they kept picking off one player in a side lane or with an Ashe arrow. So I guess, how did you guys keep up your mental fortitude throughout in order to be able to set up for that fight?
그리고 이제 팀적으로 이제 한 명씩 이제 잘리기도 하고 뭐 애쉬 궁에 뭐 죽기도 하고 했는데 이제 팀적으로 어떻게 좀 멘탈을 다시 잡으면서 게임을 하셨는지.
일단 우태 형이 자꾸 나 망했는데 나 이거 썩는데 라고 해서 좀 팀원들이 급해진 거는 있는 것 같은데 그래도 뭐 어차피 급한 거는 쟤네라면서 잘 다독여줬던 것 같아요 팀적으로.
Yeah, so in the game, Summit was making comments like, "Oh man, I'm getting outscaled, I'm dying and all this stuff." So like, it was getting a little bit hasty for us. But I think for us, I think the enemy team was the one in their back foot, so we were feeling a little bit more comfortable as a team.
And then obviously APA joining the team One thing that I think is really interesting about you and APA is that you both always seem to be looking for fights. So whether or not there is a language barrier, you two seem to play the game the same way. What is it like having added him to the team, and what kind of player do you think he is?
그리고 이제 APA 선수랑 이제 같이 하시게 되셨는데 이제 게임을 경기를 보다 보면은 이제 APA 선수랑 이제 표식 선수가 같이 이제 싸움도 같이 보고 이제 게임 하는 방식도 약간 비슷하게 보고 이제 언어가 다른데도 이제 같이 게임을 같이 잘하고 있는데 이제 APA 선수가 오면서 좀 이제 팀적이나 이제 표식 선수 개인적으로 어땠는지.
사실 APA 선수가 되게 갑작스럽게 저희 팀에 합류해가지고 지금 여태까지 오늘 경기 포함해가지고 뭐 스크림한 게 한 10판, 20판이 안 되는 걸로 알아요. 근데 이 친구가 기본적으로 게임 센스나 뭔가 게임 보는 눈에 있어서 저랑 되게 비슷하다고 생각이 돼요. 그래서 뭔가 소통을 엄청 많이 안 해도 서로가 그냥 APA 입장에서 그냥 헬프 표식만 해도 제가 어떻게 해야 될지 알고 있는 것 같아요.
Yeah, so APA was called up very suddenly, but even in that situation, for APA, I think he has a really great game sense and he knows how to look at the game in a similar way as me. So even with the language barrier, you know, all I need is really is Pyosik help. So I think it's pretty nice to play with him.
He said that too. And then finally, I don't know if you remember, but when I interviewed you the last time on stage, I actually asked you to do a Pyosik dance, and you did it. So now I'm being asked by production if you would do a dance after this victory for your fans.
그리고 이제 스프링 때 이제 똑같은 상황에 이제 세레모니를 이제 요청드렸는데 그때 이제 다음에 하신다라고 했었는데 이제 프로덕션에도 물어보시던데 세레모니 한번 해주시면 감사하겠습니다. 오늘 50 he played Wukong today. 아무거나. Okay. He said the Wukong emote.
Okay.
He said there's like an emote where like.
감사합니다. Thank you so much. With that, we will leave Pyosik. Congratulate him, everybody. He's amazing.
Thank you.
On the other side of the break, we have our final match of the day between 100 Thieves and IMT.
They're summoning up the Herald. Arrow hits from downtown, but now Blaber's trying to catch up and do some damage in time. The turret's already destroyed. Blaber's forced to use the Lamb's Respite, but he's all alone. As soon as it fades, you know he's gonna die. Berserker getting doped by Summit. The slicing Maelstrom here in the 1v2. Mega Inferno Bomb ready to melt these guys. C9 is crumbling. Team Liquid continuing to disengage. Pyosik is saved by the Mikhail's Crucible, and now Fudge is ready to engage from the side. There's the flank we were talking about. That's what we were looking for, but APA has already shut him down. Lamb's Respite goes out. Pyosik is very low. APA hiding all the way back in the corner. Nicely timed with a Mega Inferno Bomb, and Pyosik kills Blaber. Summit's coming in from behind. C9 are caught, and they're absolutely exploded. I think TL just won the game.
Wow.
Who said you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Typical beginner's mistake.
Yes, they all start from the outside.
So, will we help him?
What else? Here, try it with Red Bull.
Red Bull gives you wings.